Saturday morning edition. We've Rob Palmer, Conor Kelly.
Hello.
Full house. We're going to talk. Well, we're not going to talk. We're going to answer a viewer's question.
We'll talk with our answer. We will talk with our answer.
We'll talk with our answer. Sorry, I thought you said talk about our answer. No. Yeah, but thanks very much for the question. Palmer will now read it out, and then we'll answer it in 3 parts.
Yes. It's from Gene Mackey on YouTube, right? And it says, "Hi guys, you're unashamedly Europhile on the pod. Nothing wrong with that, of course. Would you say it's a reaction against the absurd self-promotion of Sky and the Premier League, a genuine belief that the English League is deeply inferior to its counterparts in Spain, Germany, and Italy, or a bit of both? On a sort of related note, are there any English footballers since football began in 1992? Love it. That you would consider to have been genuinely world class? Thanks. Thank you, Gene, you hero. Now fly away, iPad."
Oh, that was a good throw. It stayed where it should have.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so the first, I really would have liked to keep that question. The first part was,
I'll go get it.
is it a reaction? Is it a reaction to Sky? So I'll come to you first, Conor, because you haven't spoken. So, it is, isn't it? It's a reaction to Sky's absurd self-promotion.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Europhile aspect.
I would. Yeah, that's definitely why. But not only Sky's hyperbolic coverage of English football in comparison to other leagues. I personally despise the way Irish TV channels, such as RTE, just cover English teams as if they are our own teams, and they don't cover European football.
They don't even cover Irish football.
But
no,
yeah,
they don't.
They don't.
Recently.
But over here, RTE cover Manchester United, Liverpool games, particularly Manchester United, Liverpool games, as if they are clubs from Ireland.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they treat other teams with just complete disdain, foreign teams from around the continent. And yeah, that just bothers me. It always has bothered me. Like, why are we differentiating just because there happens to be a lot of Manchester United and Liverpool fans in this country?
Yeah.
We should be treating European football equally because it is equal. They all have their strengths.
It's a different country.
And the merits, yeah.
Cultural ties and that aside, yeah.
So yeah, that Sky-tastic coverage was one reason why I think we in general rebel against that kind of cliched nonsense. And then for me personally, it's my deep displeasure at the way RTE, mostly RTE, but a lot of Irish media outlets cover football.
That's actually a really good caveat. I hadn't considered that. I don't know if the question, by the way, is coming from somebody who's based in Ireland, because it's coming through YouTube. So if you're not from Ireland, let us know if you are. That is part of the problem, is that we have Sky on the one hand, which is absurd self-promotion, but we also have Irish channels which do exactly what you're talking about. But it's not even just all English football, because at least you won't have a problem on the Facebook of English people getting behind English clubs.
Yep.
You know, okay, yeah, it gets jingoistic at times, but Irish people getting behind 2 clubs. 3 if you throw in Celtic, Britain and all that.
And the lads.
So we have that doubles up on it. But yeah, no, it's
but since Rangers aren't in the top flight anymore in Scotland, are Celtic still a football club?
Well, Aberdeen are kicking their asses this year.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah.
I don't think they are still a football club. But where were we? Let me see. Absurd self-promotion of Sky. Yeah, it wasn't so bad back in the day because English clubs were providing so many semi-finalists. They had so many finals in a row. This is when I noticed it starting. I don't think it was really enforced beforehand.
No.
Or else memory doesn't serve me well. But it's more when things started to slide. I think it got a little bit ridiculous.
What Sky's coverage in recent years when English football has started to decline is like when a middle-aged man tries to sort of recapture his youth. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like he tries to go out and buy a sports car and buy ridiculous clothes.
Jump straight back into doing triathlon.
Yeah, exactly. It's like starts playing football again and then realises that he's starting to get like arthritis and he can't really run anymore. And it's like on the inside he feels young because he's doing all the young person things, but like on the outside he looks ridiculous
and is dying.
Well,
you know, because he's doing things that his body can't handle.
He is dying.
I mean literally dying.
Time as well, but it does remind me of that because Sky, like English football, without in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I'd say, not early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s, was probably the best going.
Oh, you had more or less the best players in the world.
The best players in the world. They did make it to Champions League final more often than not. Yeah, even if it was under Fergie.
And they were all awful finals to watch.
Yeah, they were terrible finals to watch. But then again, finals often are.
Yeah.
That has
really a showpiece.
I'm not just talking about finals. Think of the Chelsea-Liverpool semi-finals. Think of the United Chelsea.
United Chelsea.
matches.
I remember United Chelsea semi-finals and Champions League quarterfinals were awful. Like
it's because when they go and
United against Barca in 2008 when they parked 10 men behind the ball in the Camp Nou, 1-0 over 2 legs. Yeah, with, they went out there and attacked.
Yes, that sort of is the English style, though, isn't it? Is that when you get into the tougher games, you do kind of shut up shop and play the percentage.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's let's just not pretend that it was all rosy.
But yeah, definitely a reaction to Sky's coverage. But then, as Conor pointed out, we do have the caveat that the Irish channels are probably worse.
I would say
because
worse.
the worst of the British TV comes over and mixes with our worst. So we've got like Graham Souness, Mark Lawrenson, who's now
Harry
just
Redknapp.
Everywhere. Harry Redknapp, who's now TV3's guy.
Neil Lennon.
Oh, yeah.
You see,
haggling for the Irish job.
Remember when he got that draw against Barcelona? Listen to him.
The thing about the Irish stuff is it's like on Sky, they're hyperbolic crap. The analysis is normally all right. Like it makes sense. It's not going to break down barriers, but it's like it's sort of you watch a game, you kind of go, yeah, I can see what you're doing.
And they cover both teams.
As long as it's from an entertainment standpoint, I never really have a problem with Sky.
Yeah,
it's when you try to get a bit more.
And they cover both teams.
Well, it's the fact that they cover more teams, but it's the fact that when it comes to RTE, the analysis is terrible. They don't research the other club at all.
No.
It just is not a football show when RTE cover football. It just isn't.
Darren Maloney, the host of RTE, the anchor of RTE show, he completely oblivious to how bad the English teams have done over the last years in Champions League, read out a tweet from somebody who tweeted him and said, I get people, Eamon, this is talking to Eamon Duffy, I get people telling me that the Premier League is overrated. Is this true? Imagine, you just haven't had, I don't know, your team's just been obliterated for 4 or 5 years straight in the Champions League.
By Bate Borisov.
Yeah. Then the second part of the question, I think that's the first part, though?
Yeah, I think
so. That's the answer to that part. The second part of the question is if we genuinely believe that the continental leagues are superior, or that if you want to spin that question, that the English league is inferior to the continental counterparts. Again, not when we started the podcast necessarily. No.
I wasn't here.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. You wouldn't have really been able to clear. That was 2013.
Yeah,
so it's the beginning of that kind of end of cycle, but it still wasn't clear. I mean, I can remember covering Champions League, and it wasn't. They're all going to get knocked out before the quarterfinal stage. Chelsea will carry the flag and keep the points going, and that will be that.
Yeah,
it wasn't set in stone. So, I think it's more a case of thinking that the continental leagues had more to offer.
Yeah,
that was that the balance was a little bit closer than maybe you'd be led to believe, but not that it was inferior. It is now. Yeah. It is 100% now inferior, in my opinion, and I think, definitely to Germany, definitely to Spain, in large parts to Serie A, I would say. I wouldn't be confident with all 20 teams, etc., but the large swathes of Serie A.
Particularly Spain, La Liga is, from top to bottom, particularly the top 8 teams, the strongest league in the world.
Crazy stats going around. Before last season, the amount of knockout ties that 32 out of 34.
They only lost 2 knockout ties.
They've more teams who progress to the latter stages of the Champions League. They've more teams who progress to the latter stages and win the Europa League.
Constantly rotating top 4.
Yeah.
Which is a healthy sign, even if those clubs then don't continue it. But it's still healthy that Betis can get into the Champions League, that Deportivo can get into the Champions League. But now definitely it is definitely inferior, and it shows in the results. I mean, do you really honestly believe that English clubs don't try in the Europa League? No, do you really honestly believe that, say last season for example, Pochettino will turn around to Spurs and say,
it's only the Europa League, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you know fifth is on the line? It is not a chance. So I think it shows up in both levels. It's not really a satisfactory measurement to just go, I don't know, Barcelona beat Chelsea, so Spain is best.
You have to take a large sample size. Look at it that way.
The sample size is large enough at this stage to kind of turn around and go, it's a superior league.
Yeah,
it is an absolutely superior league. And that's with vast inequality in TV money.
Yeah. And
it's levelling itself out, in theory.
There's something that I get thrown at a lot, is that because La Liga doesn't have as many international capped players in its league as England, England is therefore a superior league because they've got more international players in that league. You see, the thing about Spain and Italy and Germany is that they produce players that are of their nationality to go on to the national team, thus the whole sort of double Euro World Cup thing.
That whole chestnut.
Yeah. So there's less people with international caps in Spain, but there's also about 70% of that league is made up of Spaniards.
It's almost it's on every level as well. Like if you take your point about youth production,
structurally
even Serie A is winning in youth production, and this is the old man's league. You're a baby till you're 35.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then you're finally ready to play.
But Tony's only young. Like he's only developing. Like
God, that'd be. I can't handle it. He can't retire, by the way, because I'll just be an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
But even you look at Serie A, the amount of young players that are coming through at the moment. France, I mean, I know it's not up there with the others. Let's not pretend it is, but the amount of youth that comes out
France
of
is a feeder league,
you know,
exactly.
Basically, and they're not even just feeders as in he'll be ready in 3 years. They just jump straight into the first team and start dominating things. You know, by and large, Spain, as you mentioned, and then Germany. Yeah, Germany also has the atmosphere card.
Yeah,
and it's got the affordability card, which if you watch Thursday's episode of Final Third TV, synergy.
And it has the pace of the league.
It does, yeah. So
this idea, this old nugget that the Premier League is played at a more intense.
I do believe in that one. I just don't believe it's as
it's not.
It doesn't need as much merit. It's not actually necessarily a good thing.
Yeah,
but it is a quicker.
In terms of,
I don't agree in pace. I don't agree in pace. I think it's more physical. I think players get kicked about more.
Yeah. Do you not think it's more sort of frantic? It's more.
It is more frantic.
You just look at the ball.
I think it looks more frantic. I think it looks more frantic because players, instead of like in, for example, Germany probably the best comparison really.
Yeah.
Like. In Germany, it's more tactically adept. There's no question about that. But the transitional period, the recycling of the ball and all that is pretty much the same in Germany as it will be in England in terms of pace.
Yeah.
But it looks more frantic in England because there's more crunch and tackles.
Yeah.
That's my opinion of it.
I think as well in Germany it goes from nit like that. They literally just in conversions in possession they just change so quickly. But yeah, I just think it's more. Like that in England, you know what I mean? It just looks more.
There's
frantic.
more long balls. There's more long balls. There's more aerial collisions. There's more tackles.
I still think it's a good league. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we cover it on the podcast for reasons. Yeah. You know what I mean? It is actually entertaining.
But let's just not have it. Let's just not give it like preferential treatment over it. That's the whole idea of our brand, basically.
That is kind of the fun. I suppose that is actually the one thing.
All the European leagues have
Facebook thing is popping up there.
Yeah.
Branding.
all of the leagues have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
Let's just appreciate them all for different reasons, rather than trying to say, "Oh, this is better than this."
To sum up conveniently, there's no need to rank them, but the league is best.
Yes.
is that
I agree.
It's like that all nugget of 22 men go out in the pits, and in the end, the Germans always win.
Yeah. It goes to penalties. Yeah. But and now we get on to the English players since football began in 1992. World class players.
No, that's a wrap.
That's done. I can go home.
Only one I can think of, Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
Genuine world class player.
If we're talking English players, I think he'd probably be the only one really. Maybe John Terry.
John Terry for a period, yeah.
Rio? Yeah,
maybe for a year.
He was a damn good centre half for a few years, yeah.
The
Not as many years as did I believe.
No.
But for a few he was damn good.
That was that period of time where United reached 3 Champions League finals in
Michael
4 years.
No, at one point he was a Ballon d'Or winner.
No. He never scored more than 19 league goals a season. That can fuck off. That Ballon d'Or is invalid as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Sorry to be so.
No, it's fine. I'm
vehemently
just trying to run through this because Frank Lampard doesn't make it because he's just thoroughly competent.
Yeah.
I know you're got a Frank Lampard fetish that borders on the obscene, but
no, not at all. No, I don't.
He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, but so reliable, but not in a world class sense. That for me is Ashley Cole's thing as well.
Yeah,
is that he's just this absolutely consistent figure. Neutralise so many world class players, but in himself, not world class for me.
I do think he's world class.
I think he's world class. I think for a long stretch of time there was no left back in world football better than him.
I think Ashley Cole had it all. I mean, he could attack. He was unbelievable at defending. He was positionally always excellent.
Yeah.
Had the pace to recover. I think he had everything. I don't think there was anything he couldn't do.
Yeah,
Ashley Cole.
Yeah. I think for a brief period in 2010, Rooney was perhaps world class.
One season doesn't constitute world class for me.
Yeah, I don't think you can be and then not.
Yeah.
Well, I think he touched an elite level as a player.
I think that elite level was an anomaly, though.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like for me, we've had this conversation. This goes back. This predates the podcast.
Yeah.
But we've had this conversation where he had all the same tools and ability and potential as Ronaldo. Yeah. He's of a similar age as Ronaldo. They both played at the same club, so it's lovely and convenient. We can just do this, Yeah. But then you look at the trajectory. There's loads gone in there. There's lifestyle choices. There's problems with the manager, who you're not to criticise ever.
Contractual issues.
Wanted to leave the club, didn't leave. There's loads of shit that goes on there. Whereas actually, no, there's been trouble for Ronaldo as well. I remember it. But anyway, I thought personally, and I will always stand by that they had both the same potential.
Yeah,
take.
If not Rooney perhaps had slightly more.
Yeah, and you can't use the pressure angle
Rooney slightly more.
Perhaps
than,
at that age.
than fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. Are you
his
having
age.
a laugh, mate?
Yeah, at that age, at like 17.
No, would you go away with that?
I suppose because he used to be
Stop
that like
Yeah, like-
what you call it? What's the word? Inconsistent. He used to be an inconsistent, spotty little winger. Do you remember him with the teeth and the skin
No.
I think Ronaldo made himself the player he was.
I certainly wouldn't have thought he'd be as good as he is now.
Yeah, I never thought Ronaldo
back
would be
back
anywhere.
then. No, I'm talking about the stringy spaghetti.
I don't think anybody would have.
Nah,
But like to say Rooney has more potential than Ronaldo.
Oh, 100%.
Had.
Yeah,
Yeah,
had.
no,
Had
no,
at 17 when Rooney
No.
broke into the first team. I'd never seen a player at that age, what was he, 16, with the physical strength he had and the ability to just whip balls in top corner from the edge of the box.
But for me, he's never been world class.
No.
I've never
I
thought
agree
that
with
he
that.
is.
Yeah.
I totally agree with your thing about the one season being an anomaly. He was in a team that was free scoring.
Yeah.
Before it changed, they actually attacked. No, they did. Like Rob Smythe wrote a great piece last week in the Guardian about United, and he called them a counter-attacking team.
Yeah.
Said that Fergie's teams were always counter-attacking except for that spell, you know.
What
But
about players who weren't English in the Premier League who were world class?
loads, isn't it?
There's loads, yeah. Bergkamp, Henry.
Conveniently all before the 2000s hit, really.
Well, yeah, Henry was
Mostly,
mid-2000s. I think perhaps Drogba maybe.
Definitely.
Drogba was
Drogba,
world
yeah.
class.
Aguero
Aguero
he is
yeah.
world class when fit. Like
Ozil's world class for me.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of.
We haven't.
players.
Do you notice we've hit a year and we haven't really gone past it for English players? I mean, you had Ashley Cole, who obviously predates Wayne Rooney. Then there's Wayne Rooney, and then it's
We're gonna get
Dele Alli. No,
We'll probably get correspondence now, and there'll be a lot of people shouting at this time. Gerrard, but Gerrard was never world class.
No, he
Never
wasn't.
world class.
I think when he played as a 10 behind Torres, he was bordering on it.
There
But
was
I
that
don't
season.
think-
Are we talking 2007, 2008? Is that the season that we're talking?
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
That
was-
brings in the
yeah.
thing of one season doesn't make you world
Yeah.
class. It's still like he was great there.
Conveniently,
He's
that
phenomenal,
was when he didn't play as a central midfielder.
Yes.
He was told his whole career that he was a central midfielder when realistically he should not have played that position. He should have been further forward.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone that we're like
David Seaman.
overlooking.
He was world class.
He's a very good goalkeeper.
I always-
Tony Adams.
I
Definitely.
didn't see enough of him.
No, if you measure centre halves of Tony Adams' era, like I don't think he was ever world class compared to like a Maldini, players of his vintage
that's
and
fair
his
enough.
era. There was
That's a
so
good
many
Nesta.
quality. Nesta, even Marcel Desailly was probably like
What a player.
Yeah.
just off the top of my head, like 90s centre halves is not a good. If you want to be considered world class, the 90s as a centre half is not probably the era to go for. Baresi was still playing up until 97.
Let me see. So then, if there's a gap, which we seem to think there is, I know people would disagree with this. There's a gap between the potential of Wayne Rooney and then now. Are there any players that you think will be world class or could be world class?
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli, as you say, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's going to be. What did we say last week? He's got what three
months.
months left before
Three and a half, I think.
ending
it
up at
is.
some kind of rehab clinic. No, hopefully no. In all seriousness, Dele Alli's a
Dele Alli
wonderful
looks
talent.
great.
You really
But
hope
I
they
think
would have.
people already saying he's world class when he's only been playing at the
Like
level
calling
for
him
6
England's
months,
next
like, relax.
midfield general is a bit much.
I think
Well-
Barkley has the potential to get there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Barkley definitely has
Yes.
the potential.
If he just, I don't know.
If he stops being a dope,
Yeah.
basically, like,
Roberto Martinez says that he encourages them to do that. He encourages them to
Oh,
shoot
yeah,
all the
he
time, rather
encourages
because he
them
said
to
he was missing the passes that he was trying.
Yeah.
So he should just shoot, which is a little bit reductive. Maybe get
teach him
better
how
at
to pass,
the
teach him how to pass rather than teach him how to shoot.
Well, I mean,
but
like Jack
let me
Wilshere's going to be fit again soon, lads. So.
Oh,
John Stones.
John
John
Stones.
Stones
Yeah.
could be the next. No, I'm going to say Beckenbauer, but he could genuinely be a good ball playing centre half,
Yeah.
which is something England
England
really
don't have.
had. You know, they all come in the kind of the butcher mode.
Easy,
don't
right? Yeah,
Trying to
easy.
think of other-
Man City sign him. Pep Guardiola turns him into a superstar.
They? Raheem Sterling.
Yes.
Sterling,
Raheem
yeah,
Sterling
big
has
time.
pretty much it all. He just goes under the radar because Manchester United really.
Yeah.
He plays for City, but
Yeah.
I definitely think there's a good crop of English players at the moment, which they haven't really had for a few years.
Yeah.
You know, because I can still vividly remember after the 2010 World Cup, the country's hopes were Jack Rodwell, or was Jack Rodwell, which obviously at the time was plausible, but now just seems ridiculous. I think the other one was Jay Bothroyd.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm making that up. I think Sky had a thing where it was like, this is the generation
Dan
of...
Gosling, was it?
He now plays in Hong Kong, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Just in case we haven't... yeah, Dan Gosling.
Dan Gosling.
So, in all seriousness, there is a crop of English players that could hit heights, as long as they don't fuck up royally and leave Spurs.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
No.
He looks like he's good. Well, not now, but...
No, I don't think so.
You know,
I think
he'll be a top. I think he'd be a top level Premier League striker, and he will score a lot of goals in the Premier League. But I could never see him. I don't see him achieving more than what he's currently producing.
When he lifts that 11th Champions League for Real Madrid, he's all be laughing.
Yeah.
But no, I think...
Yeah, because he tripped
No
out
surprise.
on
No surprise. Just poor Roy Hodgson. Just been an awful man for England, like bringing all these young, talented players into the squad.
Yeah. World class is arbitrary as well, isn't it? Because it's all down to taste, and
it's subjective.
You know, there probably are people who think, or who think is the wrong word to use because it insinuates they're wrong, who believe that one season would, that you can be world class one week and not the next. That it's not necessarily something that's
Robbie Savage conveniently.
He was world class. But yeah, no, I think I'd be particularly optimistic if I was an England fan going into this European Championships. I think you've had a manager in place for a few years. This is his third tournament. And you've got some really, really good players. Jack Wilshere's not fit.
Yeah.
So you can go in. Is that it then?
Yeah.
So thanks for that question. That was actually a really, really good question, and it was structured really nicely so that we could basically get a full video out of it and have it be interesting. So
thanks, Gene.
Thanks very much, Gene. Leave any questions you have in the section below. Let us know what you think about what we've basically said over the course of this video. Have a good weekend. There's a new one for you. Subscribe to Final Third TV on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at @the final_third, and thanks for watching.